to the Super Bowl in their home stadium. So, Marcellus, let's dive into this one a little bit more. Are you impressed with the Bucs or disappointed in the Packers?
Oh, certainly impressed with the Bucs. It's interesting when you look at this, you only got one side or the other to pick in this binary conversation. And I don't understand how anyone could be disappointed in the Packers more so than impressed with the Bucs. Let's just talk about who the Tampa Bay Bucs are. Tampa Bay Bucs haven't been to the playoffs since 2007. Tampa Bay Bucs have had 8 of their last 9 seasons ending with a losing record. And then Tom Brady just shows up and starts violating city codes and going to parks and working out with his teammates and having virtual Zoom meetings to learn the playbook and a new system with a coach who has never won before. And then he takes his show on the road in the playoffs and has 3 straight road victories with a team that was a losing team just last year. And more importantly, not only does he go on the road and finally gets a victory in Lambeau Field when everyone was talking about finally Aaron Rodgers and the #1 seed favorite Green Bay Packers were at home, but he slayed that dragon as well.
He did.
And then you talk about not only slaying that dragon, but the dragon saw him coming. They beat the Green Bay Packers by 28 points in week 6. So none of this, and Aaron Rodgers kept saying, oh, that was back then, that was an anomaly. I kept warning you, okay, you better take ownership of this. Not only did he beat them in the game, but he was up 18 points in the 3rd quarter on this same team on the road. Impressive. But that's easy to quantify. I just gave you the numbers conversation. Let me give it to you in a way in terms of intangibles, in terms of immeasurables, because we're football players and we know one thing that fans don't understand about the game is the severity and level of violence that occurs. And I didn't know it either because I started playing football when I was 7. So all my impressionable years is just playing a violent sport. I don't know what normal laymen's feel on a day-to-day. Since 7 years old to the age of 32, I've been about these pads, okay? Let me talk about the pads I saw yesterday. And you have to see it. And if you have experience, then you feel it. Let's talk about how those pads were out there dumping yesterday, thundering, to the point where we saw it in the New Orleans Saints game, but it wasn't really a point to highlight. Let's highlight it now. When those pads are thumping, like Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan until they get smacked in the mouth.
Talk about it.
When those pads start thumping, Aaron Jones, his chest was broken, and he lost the ball, forced fumble. When those pads start thumping, sure-handed Devontae Adams was out there, oh, my God, dropping a touchdown pass and spazzing on the sidelines because those pads were thumping. When those pads start thumping, Aaron Rodgers got sacked 5 times and threw a costly interception. When those pads start thumping, you know what I saw? I saw a team lose its way. This team turned into a pure drop-back passing team when they've been a play-action passing team for the last 2 years. They forgot how to even play Green Bay Packers football to the point where the post-game press conference, what did Matt LaFleur say? I had a bad day. You know why? Because those pads will make you have a bad day. So I'm impressed by the Bucs, by the numbers, but also by the experience. They were putting hands on people.
Big Dog, last week I came up here and I didn't give the winning teams very much credit. I was disappointed in the losing teams. I'm changing that mantra this time around. I'm impressed by the Bucs.
Yes.
And I'm impressed by the Bucs because in football, for y'all at home, as an offense, you can either attack a defensive scheme or you can attack defensive players. There are 2 options. Attack the scheme or attack the players. The Buccaneers offense was so impressive because they found the weak links as players. The Buccaneers defense was impressive because they found the weak links as players. David Bakhtiari, he got hurt in practice, starting left tackle for the Packers, all-pro left tackle. He got hurt in practice about a month ago. So what do the Buccaneers do? Well, you know what? Last time we played the Packers, we brought a ton of pressure. We brought pressure 46% of the time. We needed extra men to get to Aaron Rodgers. But wait a second. This all-pro left tackle's out. We just going to win with Shaq Barrett. We're just going to win with JPP. We're not going to bring pressure as often because we don't need to. We're not going to beat you or attack your scheme. We're going to attack your men, winning at left tackle, beating the left tackle. Okay, offensively, the Buccaneers, I was so impressed with them because they said, wait, we're not going to attack your defense scheme, Packers. We're going to attack anybody not named Jair Alexander in the secondary. So Kevin King, you about to get this work. And Kevin King, he got that work. So I can't be disappointed in the Packers collectively. Now, I can be disappointed in Darnell Savage, safety for the Packers. You misplay a ball, Chris Godwin gets a 52-yard gain on 3rd and 9. I can be disappointed in Kevin King, I think a 1st or 2nd round pick just a few years back, getting beat by Scotty Miller, a 6th round pick at a Bowling Green. Like, you can't let that happen, specifically and particularly to end the half. Most important times of games at the end of halves and at the end of the game itself. Can't let that happen. Disappointed in individuals, but overall, collectively, I'm impressed by the Buccaneers. Well, let's bring in a former Packer, Greg Jennings, NFL analyst.
Finally.
So, Greg, you let us know, are you impressed with the Bucs, or were you disappointed in the Packers?
Can I be 100% real? Because that's what I am.
Finally.
Both. I was both. And I know y'all going to be like, you got to pick one. I was disappointed because my heart was with the Packers. I thought this was the year. And their performance showed me that a lot. Number one, all year long, they were able to scheme up ways to get Davante Adams open and keep him involved to a degree of where he impacted the game. He had so little impact, it was drastically impactful on their own offense because you saw Aaron Rodgers just not even look at him in crucial situations. When they had the free play and he's running down the field wide open, who do we typically see Aaron Rodgers look to? Davante Adams. And I get it. You start nitpicking and you see the 4th down, but the 3rd down was crucial because Aaron Rodgers, typically I'm thinking, just run. You got it, run. So my heartstrings, I was disappointed because I didn't see the Packers really do every single thing that they possibly could to win that game. But then I turn and look at the Bucs, and I'm impressed with them for all the reasons you guys mentioned. Tom Brady, the way he came out and played that game and executed in the crucial moments of the game, the 2-minute windows, and then the others. And when I say others, I'm not talking about Shaq Barrett. I'm not talking about Devin White. I'm talking about the secondary, Murphy Bunting. I'm talking about all Scotty Miller. When their numbers were called, as minimum as they were,
ready.
They stepped up and they were ready. And that is a credit to coaching, Byron Leftwich, trusting. I'm talking about, they went 3rd and 10 to a young rookie. Johnson, like a young rookie. Brady trusts every man to a T on that roster to where it's like, okay, just call the play. I'll get it to the open guy. The open guy is young Tyrell Johnson. Get it to him. Makes a play. End of the second half, right before the second half, right before the second quarter is over, Scotty Miller, inside fade. I trust you, go win. I'll put it where it needs to be. They make a play. And then Todd Bowles on the defensive side. I can't give him enough credit because he schematically eliminated Davante Adams, and you could see it really disrupted what the Packers wanted to do. He also, but the players, they have to do their part, and they did. You talked about it, Marcellus. Them pads was thumping. You saw the hit on Jamal Adams. You saw those hits on Aaron Jones. I mean, when your impact players get impacted to the point to where they are no longer an impact, that is not only scheme,
that's a bar.
But that is also them guys on the other side of the ball bringing that heat too.
That's real. Man. Look, you broke it down there. First of all, Aaron Rodgers shouldn't have run on that play. Everyone keeps talking about Aaron Rodgers should have took off. I want you guys, like I did in a moment, because my naked eye, my football instincts, my football experience said, why is it Aaron Rodgers running this ball? Go back like I did in the game, pause it, rewind, and look again. And just look at Devin White.
He was ready.
Devin White said, go ahead, Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers said, okay, I won't. And that's all that was. I mean, look, I played against Ray Lewis at times, and Doug Flutie used to run around in circles. And when we saw Ray Lewis, Doug Flutie didn't want to run the same way. So I think that was something that's a misnomer out there. That said, man, these Buccaneers found a way to win. Peep out some of these nuggets right here. One, they didn't even have Antoine Winfield Jr. in the secondary and still was able to have their way against Davante Adams, only 67 receiving yards. And I played with Antoine Winfield Sr., so I understand those bloodlines in terms of greatness at that position. But the Buccaneers are the only team ever to play a conference championship game on the road, fewer yards, and fewer yards and more turnovers and fewer yards, and still win the game. Hold on now. So wait a minute. 0-34 was the record of teams that went out there before them. And then they said, doesn't matter. We're going to find a way to get this done. Tom Brady, everybody keeps talking about, well, Aaron Rodgers outperformed him. Acho brought it up. Great point, except quarterbacks that throw 3 or more interceptions in a playoff game are 20 and 104. That's the other guys. You know what Tom Brady is? 3-1 in those same games. Tom Brady just finds a way. Everybody can say, what's his defense? It's just not that simple, guys. I just told you. Hey, we have more turnovers. Hey, we have fewer yards. It's a different equation in terms of leadership. So if you look at them, when Devontae Adams can't ball, Aaron Jones had 27 yards and 2 fumbles. What the hell is this? Held the Packers to 6 points after 3 turnovers. Man, there's so much going on right here that you can't just say one thing, but overall, you're impressed by this whole Buccaneers roster.
Correct. Marcellus. I get disappointed when people act out of character. You feel me? Like, I get disappointed when people do things that I've never seen before. Remember last week, I was